Hello, hello. Welcome. Thank you for welcoming me to your event. I really appreciate that. And can I see on the note on the chat, like where are you at in your career? What are some of the questions that you potentially have for me before I started my presentation? Question. So a little bit background about me. I started a virtual assistant company that is based out of United States for 5 years already. I have moved from an agency from a zero figure to now 8-figure business. I currently run a pretty big team, and I'm able to really live a really, really good life at this moment. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. And my team have put together a presentation for you. So in that way, you guys can learn about it, whether you are just a virtual assistant or you wanted to start a virtual assistant agency. Okay. All right. Let's go to next page. So building a virtual assistance, a virtual service that lasts, right? Have this 3 pillar for sustainability. You didn't start this to feel stuck, overwork, and replaceable. A lot of time, especially for women, when we first started, we wanted to serve people so much, so we give them everything, we give them all, and a lot of time we don't really draw the line, and we never really thought about, well, how can other people do the work for me? You just think about, okay, how can I just serve other people? How can I do more for other people? And at the end, you feel stuck, you feel overworked, you feel like, man, um, this is all my life and I don't have a life anymore. And the goal of this session at the end, we want you to identify how to keep your business unsustainable, understand the 3 pillar of scalable virtual assistant business, and apply one shift that can start building a business that lasts. Especially right now with AI, right now our focus is how can we use AI to multiply us so that we can still continue with the quality, but less time for us to work on it, but we can produce higher quality results. Okay. Go to the next. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to pop it down below. If you hear any nuggets, feel free to type it down below too, so that way I know where you are. Because I work majority of the virtual assistant with Filipino. I haven't worked with the virtual assistant from your country before. Okay. So core problem. You didn't just build a business; you built a job that depends on you. A lot of time, as a mother, as a sister, right, as a daughter, we just wanted to take care of other people, and it's usually just us. And we forget that, hey, if you're building a business, you need to delegate to other people. You need to figure out a system, a process that you can just kind of do like a hands-off approach. And if you don't have that, then everything depends on you. So if you get sick, you still have to work, right? If your kids are you're crying, you still have to work. So you need to really think about it. Okay, what can I do that if my kids is not feeling good, if I cannot work today, or if I just want to take a day off, the business can still run by itself. Or is there any other backup people that can really help me with this? Okay. So problem number 1, you want to start thinking like a freelancer and not just an owner. Uh, that is what the problem number 1 with the mindset that everybody have. You're just thinking that, man, I'm just a worky bee, right? I am just a freelancer. But the truth is, every freelancer, you are actually an owner. You are probably a 1099, and you have your own schedule. You work out of your own home. Okay. And the solution number 1 is start thinking, how can you get this done without me? For me, 2 years ago, my husband actually fell, almost died, cracked his backbone, and I couldn't work for 8 months. Luckily, I have a team, so the team actually run by itself, so I don't actually have to work. So I want you to start thinking like that. Well, how can I run this thing without me? Right now, it's even better. You don't even have to hire anybody. You can just use AI. Have you been investing in yourself on how to work with AI so they can just press one button and everything will be done. This is very easy to be done right now with EA, with social media, and things like that too. So the mindset anchor is identify the term, identity that determine how your business grow or stay stuck. So again, I'm 45 right now. So my question is, if I want to retire fully, what do I need to do? Who are the people I need to have? What am I gonna supposed to do so that I can be an owner and not just a freelancer? I'm not a wookie bee. I'm just managing a whole workflow to make it work. Okay. And problem number 2 is every client and task depend on your memory and effort. That means that you don't necessarily have a system. Okay. And and then the solution is turn your work into repeatable processes and workflow. A lot of our virtual assistant, what they do is they actually record what they're doing every single day, and then they're verbalizing it using when you're recording, maybe it's on Zoom, you're recording and you say, okay, now I'm doing this, now I'm doing that. And then we went into ChatGPT and come up with an SOP. And then what we do then is we start looking into, how can we get AI? And literally we get the SOP and then we ask AI, how can you do this for me? What are the tools? What are the settings? Right now we use a lot of Zapier. We use a lot of NEN, N8N. We now also starting to create a lot of apps using Replit, Replit, so that everything will be automated by system itself, even if you do not want to hire more people. Okay, next. So if you do not have a system, then you cannot scale it. So if you're one person, you're thinking that, man, I wanted to start building a virtual assistant team. But if you don't document everything that you do, everything is not scalable. So it's either now you're already doing it, or later on when you're doing it, you just start training during that time. But it would be better for you to do it right now. So even if you work with a client and you're like, hey, I'm sorry, today I cannot work, but here's the SOP, does exactly step by step. Maybe you can do it yourself. That is actually very, very good too. Okay. Problem number 3, you are doing everything yourself and becoming the bottleneck. That's me on the first 10 years of my business. And right now, as a business owner, I've been in as a business owner for past 20 years. And because I've been here for past 20 years, I really learned that, I no longer want to be the bottleneck. I wanted to build a team, and the team can help me with everything. And, sometimes team could consider, your children, your cousins, your sister that can help you with that too. Okay. And again, delegate outcomes, not just tasks. When you're hiring people, like right now, I have Hannah. And what we did with Hannah is I told Hannah, hey, Hannah, I need you to create, a presentation for this thing for me. Hannah know me, know my mindset, know how exactly what I'm looking for. So then Hannah will create the presentation that fulfill the outcome, not just the task, not just, hey, can you just run this graphic, do this. The very key word that you really wanted to learn is the word outcome. What is the outcome that you can create so that everything is based on one result and not just one to do, not one button that you press? This is the reason why a lot of clients think that, man, am I just hiring a robot? Have you heard about that? If you do heard about it, press it down below. Like, am I just hiring a robot? And the truth is, you are not a robot. You need to ask them if you are focusing on the outcome and not just the one task, then you are not a robot. You really know what is the definition and what is the end game of it. And because of that, the client will keep you. Majority of our virtual assistant, we keep them because they fully in charge of their task. Like, I don't have to ask them. I don't have to follow with them. They know that when it's need to be done, what is the outcome, and they get it done. Okay. Next. And again, the team anchor is when you grow your business by growing your capacity, but when you're growing the capacity is through people. Again, through people. So for me, I have Hannah who helped me with PowerPoint and my book. I have Claude who helped me with my WhatsApp and my Facebook, communication. I have Monique who helped me with the operation. I have April who helped me with accounting. So we have a lot of different people that's doing a lot of different things. And so then I don't have to do it all. The one thing that I know everybody always talk about is, man, I just cannot find another me. You're absolutely right. If we can hire another you, um, technically the another you will not be want to be you, right? Like if I could hire another me, the truth is the me want to do me. The me wouldn't want to do run the business. So what I need to do is I need to find somebody that can do 20% of me, 20% of me, 20% of me. So in that way, when I have 20% of me, then together I got 100% of me. But it's five people equates to one and not one equates to one. And that is a big reasoning why we cannot build a sustainable business, because you just think that we can just find that one me that can clone me. But the truth is that is not possible. And what I want to really share with you, one last thing is mindset plus system plus team is a business that can run without you. Okay, a mindset, system plus team is a business that can run without you. When I first started my business, everything is run by me. I could not even go to a funeral when my uncle passed away. I cannot go home. My mom had stage 3 cancer. But this year today, since last year till now, I have been to, I don't know, 20 countries. I work maybe a month out of a whole year. I went to Germany, Paris, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand. We're going to go to Laos. We just went to Korea, Japan. So we have been traveling around the world with our children. But my business is still consistently being one of the best in United States because I have the mindset that I can delegate out. I have the system that can help me do a lot of the work. And I also have a team that help me oversee everything. And thus, I am now running a business that I don't have to be in it, but the money is always in my bank account. Okay. So sustainability is built on structure, support, and not just hustle. Okay. And then, so now here's a reflective question. If you wanted to, screenshot it, right? Where am I still the bottleneck in my business? What task should I stop doing this week? What system do I need to create or document or communicate with your clients about? Right? Who I need to support me to grow? My virtual assistant Monique, she actually have a maid that help her take care of her kids and her house at home, and that is like maybe 10% of her paycheck, but at least she doesn't have to cook. She doesn't have to clean. She doesn't have to take care of her kids. So in that way, she can serve me more. And the truth is, we just ran a report, right? Last year, this is, I'm not sharing with everybody because, Monique sometimes feel like a little too private. But last year itself, Monique have made more than 50,000 USD. She has made more than $50,000 USD working for us last year. Okay, that's include payroll and bonuses. How many of you guys right now have made more than $50,000 USD, or how much are you currently working now? Type it down below so that we can see it. Next page. So again, the key takeaway here is you cannot scale a business that depend on you. Okay. Identity drive how you operate. So if you wanted to shift, you need to shift your identity first. Like Monique had been with me for 13 years. At the very beginning, she thought that, she's just a nobody. She can only do a certain things. Right now, she helped me run a whole business, right? She have helped me run the whole business, and she's still living her dream life, right? And again, system creates stability, team create growth. You don't need to make more effort. You just need to have a better structure. And that's the whole presentation. I know I only have 20 minutes, so I want to keep it really short and precise. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I know that the Queen VA said that I have made more than $60,000. Great job. Feel free to let us know how you did it. If you would like to share. And I got a question. What is one hard lesson that you learned about sustainability that you wish somebody have told you earlier? Actually, the number one truth that somebody have told me about sustainability, and Hannah, you can close the presentation, is that I need to love myself. I need to have better confidence. The truth is, I have worked on myself for the last 2 years. Um, actually, last 3 years. Actually, literally working on myself, working on my core. Me and my husband spend almost $1 million on self development, learning from courses to courses and learning how to get myself better. Because what I learned is that if I'm really hard on myself and I don't have enough confidence on myself, and if I don't love myself, right, life is just getting really hard. Because if you make little money, you celebrate very little. But the truth is, if you make a lot of money, you thought that you're going to celebrate a lot more. But the truth is, you get harder and harder on yourself the more money you make. So when I went to India and I went to a 30 days retreat, this is the one thing that I learned from the guru. The guru say majority of us who are very successful, you just think that you run faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. The faster that you run, the more happy you're going to get, right? The bigger the house is, the bigger the car, the fancier you are, right? You're going to be happier. But the truth is, you're going to feel more empty inside. And what he told me is he realized that what you are really doing is you're running faster and faster and faster and faster, and what you learn is you're actually running on a treadmill. You're actually running on a treadmill. You're just running faster, faster. You thought you're going somewhere, but you're still on the spot where you were. You never really move. What you really truly need to do is you need to fix the inside, all the insecurity, all the personal wound that you have. Because after you heal all that, then you don't get triggered by any negativity. And you're always going to be happy whether you have $1, $10, $100, or $1,000 or $1,000,000. It all comes from the inside. And when you heal your inside and when you fix your inside, then your business, your clients, all gonna just turn everything around because it's all about the filter that you have on your eyes, in front of your eyes. I love this one thing that one of my coach is Myron Golden. Okay, Myron Golden. He's very, very powerful. And he gave me a demonstration. I didn't have the demonstration in front of me right now. But let's say I have this AirPod, right? And I have you. The screen is so big, right? But I have an AirPod in front of me. Do you think I will be able to, but if I move this AirPod closer and closer and closer and closer in my eyes, like all the way to like right here, do you think I can still see you anymore? No, I cannot see you anymore because all I can see is the AirPod right in front of my eyes. And a lot of time, what this is our insecurity. How hard are we on ourselves? The biggest goal that we have, but we're just, not loving ourselves so much. But if you manage to move this out of the way or further and further, then you can see what the real picture is. And the truth is, everybody loves you, your family love you. And if you have children, the truth is, your children love you no matter how much money you made. And if you can come from that space and you can come from that love, then everything else is easy. And I love what you said, building boundaries with your clients from the beginning. But how can you build the boundaries, right? Because the reason why you can build the boundaries with your clients is because you have confidence already. But majority of virtual assistants, when they first started, they do not have confidence. How many of them that I have learned so far is they are just yes girl. How many of you guys are yes girl? Even though your heart is like, I actually cannot do it, but sure, I will make it happen. Yeah, okay. Yes, I will do it. Yes, I will do it. Because in your heart, you don't have the confidence to say, no, I'm not going to do it. If you're going to tell me to do it, I'm going to quit on you. I'm going to go hire another, I'm going to work with another client. That's why boundary is actually very hard to build. If you don't know how to love yourself and you don't know your worth and you don't have confidence on yourself, it is very easy to say how to set the boundaries at this moment. The Queen VA, right? Because you already have made $60,000. That means that you are already uber successful. You have already practiced how to say no a lot already. But if you are new here and this is your first time or your second time, my goal for you, like what we train our virtual assistant is love yourself. Be confident, because when you love yourself, you're going to be more confident. When you're more confident, you know how to speak up, right? When you know how to speak up, then ultimately you know how to build the boundaries. But at the very beginning, to say no, I promise you, it's not the easy thing. At least for me, it was hard. I could not fire my clients. I could not say no to my clients. When my father-in-law was getting really ill and getting sick, um, I was answering phone calls at the emergency room. I was answering phone call at the emergency room. And the client still yell at me and like, oh, you don't really care about my business. You screw me up or whatever, whatever. I got so angry at that moment. So then I just call a lawyer and I send the client a lawyer letter and say, I'm done with you. I don't want to deal with your shenanigans anymore. Right. And that was the very first time I learned how to say no and draw like the biggest boundaries, because I was like, dude, my father-in-law is dying on the other line, on in the room, right? And he literally passed away 2 days afterwards, right? And but that it take me so much to say no. It take me so much to say, I'm sorry you crossed the boundary. This is a no-go zone for me. But so again, how did I do it? I learned how to love myself. I learned that, I am very important, and I learned how to, say no. But again, it is not easy to say no, and you also have to learn how to say no politely, or how to. I want you to write this thing down called how to reframe the meaning that you give, or how to reframe the meaning that your client is getting. That means that you're switching their mindset. If somebody say, man, this is really hard. I mean, are you sure this is really hard? Maybe this is a great challenge for me and you to figure it out. Right. So you wanted to shift the meaning of what they're saying to something that it will be good for you. So then it will be easier for you to set boundaries, and not like other people think that, man, you don't really care about my business, so screw you, right? I work with more than 3,000 clients so far, and majority of them are very high end. So we know how to work with them and provide them the white glove service. But that's all that I would like to share with you. If you guys have any other Q&A or anything else that you wanted to share, feel free to unmute yourself or ask. If not, I think my job is done here. Thank you for listening and giving me your time.
Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your experience and for sharing these valuable insights. So great to have you on here. Thank you so much. Can we show appreciation by our emojis or in the chat box? Thank you so much. All right. Since nobody has a question or anything, we're going to be calling on our founder, Many Victory Oparezi, to wrap up this session.
Thank you so much,
Mene.
Joy. Thank you so much, Joy. So I want to specifically say thank you, Phyllis Song. That was like an amazing session. I'm so happy it was the last, because it came like a bomb to everybody. So like, boo! Thank you. We really appreciate. I mean, you're the only international speaker, so we're really inching to here. And of course, our expectations are like off the roof. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hannah, for joining in. We appreciate you. I guess we have one question here for you, if you don't
Okay.
mind. Okay, so he says,
Yes.
Becky said, I'm just starting up as VA, and I want to be successful in this space within the next 3 to 6 months. What would you personally advise me to focus on starting from today? As a question.
Ooh, that's such a good question. There's many, but if there's one thing that I would think of that I taught my virtual assistant to do, is turn all your clients to be your friends. Turn all your clients to be your friends. If you want them to be happy with you, be happy with them first, right? Have some small talk. Good morning, boss. Good morning, sir. How are you feeling today? Good morning, Victoria. Do you have any fun thing that you would like to celebrate with me? Always have a conversation with them, starting with something happy, not how can I help you today? What did I screw up today, right? Like start with something positive, something happy. I realized that, how many of you guys like McDonald's? McDonald's doesn't have the best food, but they taught my kids that McDonald's is the happiest place on earth. So every time my kids see the McDonald's sign, they just all of a sudden become very happy. I always tell my virtual assistant that a client care whether you are on time, you screwed up or not, because I'm your customer, right? So I have a standard of a customer. But if you turn your client to become your friends, Is it okay if your friends are late? It's okay. It's okay. It's 15 minutes. I'm just playing my phone, right? Is it okay that you have a you screwed out a little bit? It's okay. We're all human. We can do that. So there was a huge difference when I noticed if you and your client have built a solid relationship, or you're just like, oh, I got it done. What is the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? There's no small talk, and it's all just the task, the thing. So number one thing is shift them to become your friend, focusing on that more than, sometimes I would say more than even the task. Because if they like you, they like you. And no matter what you do or done or whatever, they will figure out a way to keep you, and they will understand why did you mess it up, because you become a friend already. That connection, that relationship is already formed.
Okay, wow, amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much, Phyllis. So I guess, Becky, you got the response to that question. Start by building a personal relationship, be friends with your client. Yeah, so that was really hitting the nail on the head. Thank you so much. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think Precious say, how can I position myself to get employed, especially this time where there's so much VAs? I know there is so many virtual assistant, right? Um, I would say that the truth is just be you, whatever that is mean to you. And you need to be very quote unquote out there. If you are an introvert, you need to learn how to raise your hand. And in this box, right, like I can see Victoria is doing a phenomenal job, right? Her camera is great. Her lighting is good, right? She looked really beautiful. Whenever we have people that coming in to interview with us, we have people who have like great camera. The internet was in and out. This is the box that will allow you to make good money. So make sure that this box looks good. Okay, this box really looked good. And again, I'm maybe in the woo-woo world. I would say that the right client will always find you, like husband, right? People say, oh my gosh, when is my husband gonna come, right? The right husband will always come when it's the right time. So what you need to do is just consistently applying for jobs. And every time you apply, ask yourself, why is this not working for me? And just like you said, right? I think somebody had brought up AI. Um, why they didn't answer me, right? What do I need to fix on this thing? You know that you can actually pop in, let's say phyllisong.com. Learn about phyllisong.com. How can I tweak my resume so that phyllisong.com will want to hire me? Right? Ask that and then tweak my resume based on it. If the owner is on YouTube, right? You don't have to do the work. ChatGPT, who is, let's say again, I'm using my name, who is Phyllis Song? What does Phyllis Song like? What is something that will get him or her to fall in love with me for me, Phyllis Song, right? I love the connection. I'm more of a people person. That's why I talk about friends, right? So when you are doing your 1 minute video, I think 1 minute video will be very helpful because there's so many resumes coming out, right? If you do a 1 minute video, you will stand out. And then the 1 minute video, like, hey, my name is Victoria. Hey, Phyllis, how are you doing? I have, I've watched your video. I love this thing that you talk about. I saw that you have have an ad that is applying for this. I know I will be the best because, whatever the reason is, right? Because I'm going to help you serve your clients really well because I'm really niching down to this thing, whatever you want to say. But if you can do that and you can actually have, again, good energy, on going through it. A lot of time when we hire VAs, one thing that we realize is because we don't have a lot of confidence and we speak really soft and we don't have, we're not showing them who we truly are. We're not talking with a friend, right? Like we're just like, hi, my name is Victoria. Please hire me. I can do this, whatever, da, da, da. So you're so soft. And I was like, I don't know. I'm not connecting with you. You don't have a lot of energy. So let me go see somebody else first, right? And then I might come back to you. So, to me, energy is big, positivity is big. Make sure you smile when you're interviewing, right? Would you want to work with somebody who's nervous and not smiling and too focused on themselves, or somebody who's smiling, looking at the camera when you're recording the videos and talking to someone. I think that make a whole lot different before you even look into your niche or your resume or anything else. Because right now with AI, right, with YouTube, with Google, you can learn anything. But the number one thing that I hire for my company is personality. If you don't have a good personality, I don't want to work with you, because I wanted to play, I wanted to have fun. I don't want to work with somebody who's like sad. I don't know. I have a headache, right? I don't want to work with those people anymore. Does it kind of make sense? I hire
Yeah,
a lot of EA that have no background, no thing, just because they're happy people. And I was like, I'm going to hire you and we'll figure out what we want to put you on. Okay.
wow, amazing, amazing. Wow. Thank you so much, Lisa. That was like mind blowing. And the fact that you keep mentioning, being friends, being a cheerful person, being happy, I think the industry is really, really looking out for people who have good characters, apart from skills.
Yes.
Just because
Yes.
skills, people can train people. I mean, you may not have the skills. Some clients are even willing to train you, but you show up with the energy, you show up friendly, you show up with a good personality, and you will be hired. And that's what you've been saying ever since. Thank you so much. Thank you, Phyllis.
Yes. 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 Is it okay if I address one more questions here? I think I see. So is AI a threat for a virtual assistant? AI is not a threat for a virtual assistant. AI is not a threat for a virtual assistant. I want you to get it straight. I don't know what other speaker is saying. I don't know what the company is saying, but there right now there is a difference between a VA and a VA with AI experience. Okay,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
VA and a VA with AI experience. How many of you guys have an iPhone or a screen phone, like a phone like this? Not even an iPhone, an Android. It's all this kind of phone,
Yeah,
right? You don't have the lottery phone where you just, the flip phone, the one that you just only have button anymore, right? Pretty
yeah.
soon, everybody is going to learn how to use AI. It's just whether you start first or you start later. With a virtual assistant, because we cannot physically touch you, you need to power yourself with AI. You need to be on your resume and say, I know how to do AI. And you need to ask AI, like, even just simply by saying, hey, I don't know how to use you. Can you teach me how to use you? Hey, I just
Mm,
got hired with this job. I don't really know what the clients want, but I have the recording. Can I, you just copy the transcription, pop it in the, tell me what I need to do, right? Like, you turn AI to be your friend. The good news is they are free. The better news is they are not going to post your ugly question to Facebook to let
mm,
everybody know how stupid you are, right? They are your best friend who will never rat you out, will never say anything bad about you. So utilize it. I have a lot of VAs that they're still using their brain to think. Then you will be out, because I can just type everything in. Within 5 seconds, I will get the answer. And if that's not the answer that you want, just ask it again. The biggest difference between a VA and a VA with AI is the speed. Right now, even if you ask Hannah, they will say, if Hannah asks me a question, my number one answer is, did you ask ChatGPT yet? And
mm.
Hannah will say, no. Well, then go back to ask ChatGPT. Don't ask me first, because Phyllis is no longer the smartest person in the room. And Phyllis does not want to think anymore. You give me three options and I'll pick from 1, 2, and 3, and you tell me why. And man, Hannah always do that. Oh, boss, this is the reason why we should do this, because da 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 da. Oh man, Hannah, you're so smart. Obviously, Hannah's gonna be like. Sometimes Hannah will say, "Oh yeah, because I do it with ChatGPT." But sometimes I just tell Hannah, just say, "Thank you, I appreciate that. I know I am very smart, right? Yeah, I'm really smart because I use my assistant, who is ChatGPT, who is free, to give me the answer, so I can give it to you." So Hannah is very smart on learning that, and then give me the answer. Does it kind of make sense? So AI is not a threat, but if you are not using AI, then you will be left out. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
think I think there's one more questions. I think we can take that.
Okay.
Okay.
If you want me to take all the questions, I don't mind. I love all the virtual assistant. My goal is to keep all the virtual assistants work from home, make good money, and be very happy and raise their children. Okay, that is my deeply humble goal. So anytime I can help, I definitely will help. Perpetual say, are certification a waste of time if employer mostly looking for experience? Yes and no. It depending on you. How are you feeling? There's people who are like, man, I have the certification and thus I have the confidence to do the work. A lot of time people like certification because it help you feel better about yourself. Some
Okay.
people, a lot of people are looking for experience and no doubt about it. But again, hey, tell the clients, how do I get experience? I need to get someone to give me the experience before I can get the experience. Am I right? So there's
Yeah.
two ways that you can do this too, of course. One is actually three ways, right? One is get some free job, right? Free intern, free job, not a full time, maybe here and there so that you can get experience. Or you can lower your hourly rate at the very beginning and say, hey, I do have the certification or I have some experience, not a lot of experience. That's a reason why I might be X amount of dollar instead of X amount of dollar, right? Because experience come with money. Sometimes I have clients who like, I don't want to pay a lot of money. Um, is it no problem? You don't want to pay a lot of money? No problem. Just get somebody that's new, So that kind of actually kind of help. Or three is, work with someone who is experienced and then get yourself experience and then get paid for the money that you do. But we work with a lot of Filipino who is quote unquote called OFW, which means overseas foreign worker. And what they do is they work at like hospital nurses before, but they have never worked in the virtual assistant before. But they are amazing at customer service. So we told them, no problem. We will teach you to gain experience how to work online. But at the same time, if they're looking for, let's say, a really high rate, we'll say, well, probably will be a little bit lower because you don't have those skill set yet, but we'll catch you up with the rate after you're good, right? The client love you, the client depending on you. No matter how much money you want, like Monique right now, I mean, I can say no to her because I need her for my business, right? So that's where you want to become. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Um. Mm-hmm.
So
All
someone
right. Well,
speaking of niching, someone said, please, ma, so that I can niche on one because customer support representative is too much. But you said there are niche
um,
that hasn't been tapped yet. So you mentioned something about niches that are yet to be tapped. And then she's like, okay, aside from customer support, are there VA niches that are yet to be untapped?
I would say if you are a customer service rep, that means you are very good with people. Am I right? So you might not want to niche in. You can definitely niche. You can niche into industry. Let's say, what industry do you really like, and then look in the industry whether it's like the nurses industry, doctor industry, nail salon industry. I'm not sure where you guys are focusing on. Nail salon is actually one of the industry that is not as tapped. So in the nail salon industry, this is just one of the industry, okay? Um, a lot of people, what they do is they have a receptionist in the front. Okay, they have a reception in the front, and the receptionist has to always answer the phone call and then also deal with the people that is sitting down coming in for appointments. So now what we do is we actually help them hire people that answer the phone first, so the receptionist can handle the office, and then the person in the back will answer the phone call and book all the appointments. So that is actually one of the pretty untapped one. But the problem is that when it's untapped means that you have to educate them on how you can use a virtual assistant. So
Yeah,
they are problem aware, but they might not be solution aware. They know that they have a problem, but they might not know that they can use a virtual assistant. So you can do that. But another thing that I would say that is um, easy to build is you can tell them that I am not just a customer service rep. I can also sell.
Mm,
I can also sell. So you can learn a couple more. I would say learn the top 20 questions on how to turn your client to become a yes client. So you can say, hey, I am a customer service representative. I love to build relationship with client. However, I am also very good with appointment setting or sell the customer on stuff, whether it's shampoo or a course or an appointment to show off a webinar. A lot of virtual assistant can do virtual assistant, but cannot get a client to say yes to them. But again, if you turn them to become a friend, would they say yes to whatever you need them to do? Yes, of course. Hey, can you help me out? When I was doing a sales representative, I don't talk to people at the very beginning. It's like, do you want to buy my service? Right? I don't say that. But what I do is I build a relationship with them first, and then sometimes I'll say, hey, I really need to hit my target right now. Right? I really need to hit my target right now. Is it okay you show up to this webinar and check out whether you like it or not? And people are like, yeah, I like you. Sure. Why not? It's only 30 minutes. Yes, I will do that. And because of that extra additional skill set, that you can be a customer service rep and you can also help them book an appointment or say yes to their product, then you will get hired faster. And in this one is not industry specific. It just a niche into, I am not just a customer service. I'm not just making people feel good. I can still get them to say yes. And we have training more and more that customer service rep is very quick and easy to tell people to get a yes from somebody too. So don't undersell yourself.